All right. Good evening, everyone. Once again, you're all welcome to our live session this evening. It proves to be an insightful one. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. First off, I'd like to point out that yet again we're doing very well. So far, we had a take profit hit, and that was yesterday, I guess. So we'll kind of dissect that a little bit. So let me share my chart for a bit and show you guys how we're looking. Let's see. Here we go. Yeah, this is the trade I played at Platinum. It was a fantastic trade. I'm not sure. How many of you guys were involved with Platinum? Anybody here who?
Yeah, I was involved in Platinum, but I passed the challenge before Platinum hits the take profit.
You take profit? All right. But yeah, either ways, that was beautiful. Oh yeah, Yusuf is here. Yusuf, good evening. It's a pleasure to have you on the program.
Oh yeah, Casey, good evening. How are you doing?
I'm fine. I'm okay. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Sorry, I came a little bit late.
All right.
I was trying to round up some stuff here.
Yeah, that's fine. We pretty much just started like a while ago. So
Yeah, I think I already
yeah.
told
So
you. Yeah, I passed my phase one already. Thank you so much. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I saw the text. I was also very delighted to see it. For those of you who are not aware, Yusuf was running a. Yusuf, go ahead. Tell them how it's been going.
Okay, yeah, thank you for the opportunity. Yeah, actually, guys, I've been in this I've been with this community for like 1 year now, and I was just watching how everything has been going in terms of the analysis, in terms of the trade calls, the live sessions, and so when I started, not that I did not have like the funds to get an account, but I've tested a lot of places, I've traded a lot of styles, and even before now, I concluded that okay, I want to be trading the higher time frames, and I got a course towards that, but I did not get the mentorship I wanted. So when I started with Casey, I saw everything, and I feel like, oh, this is a cool mentorship. It's not about the profits or whatever, but I just feel like it's something that can survive over the long term. Because if it's about the short term profit, then I might not even follow. So I just feel like this strategy, we can survive using this strategy for a long time, because this is how trading should be done. And yeah, at some point, maybe probably after like 8 months, 9 months, I just decided, okay, let me get 100K FTMO and do this. So, and it was interesting that this is the first time in my life that I'll be holding trade for 2 months, 3 months without closing. So like I was surprised. So I had to convince myself that if I want to get it right in trading, I just have to like be very patient. And yeah, it's not even just about the profit, it's about the process, the waiting game. For my back in the days when I started trading or during my journey, I just take trades for 1 day, close in fear, and all these ups and downs. So yeah, it's not a guarantee that I would this is sustainable. It still depends on me, and I'm still working on myself, still trying to be patient, and yeah, just learning through this journey with Casey. And yeah, that's so I got the 100K account, and most of the trades I've placed, because I also have some methods I use, but I try not to put my own trades on that particular account. I have like a different account that I put my own private trade, and so solely the 100K funded account has been just for cases, calls, and all this. And I was able to pass the account in 2 months, and I never closed any trade. I was not like running around. I had to stay disciplined, and that's it. Sorry for my long talk, but yeah, that's just the short story about it. Thank you. And I've started the phase two, hopefully in another 2, 3, 4, or 5 months. So I don't really have much expectation about when I will finish it. I just want to be focused on the process. So the phase two might even take longer. It can take 6 months, and I'm ready for that ride. So that's, yeah, thank you.
Of course, man, of course. You're welcome. Thanks for sharing your experience so far. So, just like you said, I think the challenge he's been on has been for about 2 months. I think it's like somewhere in April, and right here in June he's passed this phase one. Most of the trades, I think pretty much all the trades were from the trades we spoke about here every single day in the last 2 months. And it's interesting to see how, like he mentioned, he did not close any trades, right? Because I'm still holding all the trades that he held at the time. The interesting fact is no trades were closed. I think maybe just platinum, right? That he took profit yesterday. But
Yeah.
aside that, every single trade is still open because the reward is like huge. So this just shows you that again the system works like I've said countless times, and whenever you have like bigger targets to work with, it's easier to pass prop account. Now, of course, market conditions in the last 2 months have been phenomenal, right? Incredible, impeccable. So it's pretty easier to pass funded challenges in this time period. We're not necessarily saying that every month or two you would have the opportunity to make 10%, right? That's not what we're saying. It still depends on market conditions. But the thing here is, you see how beautiful it is to just stay patient. You don't stress. I mean, I don't think Yusuf expected to pass his challenge in 2 months, right? But it
No, no.
happened because of market
Uh,
conditions. Exactly. So that's the beautiful thing about this. As long as you can stay patient, be true to yourself, trade the system as it's supposed to be, you're pretty much okay. You're pretty much fine. And I think that's about it. So let's see. Phase two, he started phase two, and I think we'll see how that goes. Hopefully in a month or two, or but however long it takes. I think we're fine with that. Okay,
yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, no, I
of
also
course.
wanted to mention something. So for other guys here, I do know that most of us are looking for like fast money or something. Yeah, which is, yeah, everyone wants money. So one thing I would say is, how about tracking this strategy? Like instead of mixing cases trade with some other trades that or some of your own methods, why not like have a private account to track this and test if this actually works? That's how you know if something works. So instead of you putting all these different trades together, and at the end of the day, you might not get that result, you might not be able to track. So once you track something down and you say, oh, this thing is working, then you can have full belief and you can go ahead and say, oh, schedule a private meeting with Casey and oh, how can you teach me this strategy for that? That's part of my plan. So I'm still in the testing phase. I'm not much interested about the profits. It's just about the longevity and just looking around for the best strategy, the best mindset, the best way to trade in proper way. Yeah, so that's just something I wanted to share with every other person here. Thank you.
And that's a very valid point because, like I explained before now, you would ideally love to trade systems differently. It would not really make any sense to combine a couple of systems. Why? Because each system has its winning phases and losing streaks, right? So, if, for example, one system you're trading is currently undergoing a losing streak, and another system is currently undergoing a win streak, it would still balance out. It may not really give you the desired results you want. So instead of doing that, you want to split the portfolios or accounts as you trade them and track the progress of each system. That's, as you said, that's exactly how you do this. And that's why I suggested that for the systems you individually trade, you want to have an account, maybe a demo account specifically for tracking the progress of the system. It is then you tell for certain how well you're doing, how well your system is doing. It is then your account reflects what your journal is saying. Yeah, the true test of performance comes from that point. So, just the same thing Yusuf has said, but I think we genuinely all get the point, right? So, yes. So this is platinum, like I said. This trade played out. Let's see, I think that was yesterday, right? Hold up. Yeah, this trade hit take up yesterday. It took us. Let me see. Bought on the 14th of April, closed on the 11th of June. Let me see how long that is on the journal.
33 days.
33 days. Very interesting. Sorry, who said that?
Hmm.
Oh yeah, Captain. Okay, cool. Sorry, hold up. Let me just do this. 14th of April and 11th of June. Yeah, I think that's a little longer than 3 days. I I'm having 58 days here on the journal. I think it's a little longer than I don't know when you bought, but I bought on the 14th of April.
Yeah,
So
the
I
trade call
have
was around April 14th when I got the account. So that should be approximately 2 months. So around 60 days or something.
around 60 days. So what I have here is exactly 58 days from April 14th until 11th of June.
Yeah, it's
But
like
yeah,
it's 2 months here. It's not even 3 years.
yeah, pretty cool, right? So did this trade take some time? It did, but now June has played out. I think we don't even remember or think about how long it took us to hit profit. But this is beautiful. Abdul is not here at the moment. Okay, no, not yet. But again, like I said, this is cool, right? It took us a while, but such is trading. We also kind of refer to the fact that sometimes other trades might take longer, right? Because, for example, CHF JPY is still running. I bought CHF JPY in September of 2024. It's still running. However, Platinum has come and has gone. That's a difference. You don't want to attribute so much importance to every trade. You want to look at the whole vast portfolio that you're tracking. So don't place so much importance on each of the ideas and how long you expect each one to play out, because you really don't know how long it will take. I think that's something we want to take away from this. Palladium, its counterpart, is still doing well, but it's a little slower. It's a little slower than Platinum, and will also take a much longer time to play out because we're doing the higher time frames, like we said, and this will take quite some time. We're looking at somewhere around a 1 to 11, almost a 1 to 11 here. So yeah, it's gonna take a while. That's why I don't stress most of these ideas, because they can take some time. What is going on with the JPYs? Not much. Let me see. Not much. I think we tried breaking out here last week, and this looks like a retest. Am I correct? Yeah, it's looking like a break and retest. Either way, I'm not trading this, but of course, I still expect long upside continuation. So this can very well play out. CAT JPY is currently testing the key level. Yes. So I expect the breakout in the long run. So is it possible that it can test and reject first? It can. But overall, I expect I expect this level to give way for price to break out. So I would not really be interested in CAT JPY until we have the breakout. CHF JPY, interestingly, is breaking out. So let's see that for a bit. Yeah, so this is the level I marked up before now, and it looks like we're trying to edge higher, breaking out of the key level. We'll confirm this by the end of the week. So is this a guarantee that this will play out? No, but it is. It's like a step ahead, right? It's progress. We came to this level for quite some time, and we have failed to break and close above the level. We tried in April, tried in May twice, and now we're trying in June. If we break, it's not a guarantee that you play out, but it's just this is a step ahead, and we'll see how this goes. Euro JPY is finally out of the bag. Let's see. Exactly. So EJ is finally out of the bag, and we now have the breakout. If we come to the monthly time frame, this month we'll have to confirm that. Yes, this month we'll have to confirm the breakout. So if price stays above the key level this month, then we stay here, right? And I'll look for a retest next month. But so far, so good, right? So far, so good. Think about this. We waited how long? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 months, almost 1 year of waiting for price to give us an opportunity to buy. Approximately 1 year. Did it take too long? Maybe it did. But then you see that our focus was not just on EJ, right? We also had so many other pairs we were looking at, so many assets we were trading. We didn't really focus so much on how long EJ is taking to give us an opportunity. And that's the beauty of swing trading and managing portfolios. You don't put so much interest in just one asset. Because if you do, it might take you so much time to make money off of it, right? So this is the beauty of this. And also, I took a loss in November. After this breakout in October, there was a retest here, which didn't take too long before breaking down. So since that loss in November, I haven't found an opportunity to buy EJ because it had not broken out. But now we have the breakout, so it is yet open for another retest, which we'll see if it plays out. So yeah, this is it for Euro JPY. Pound JPY is in profit, which is good. However, it might come down to test this level of support, which is still fine. But overall, I expect bullish continuation. So we'll see how that plays out. NZD-JPY is, I don't know. Yeah, looking like AJ as well, right? So also like a break and retest. I'm not sure what this is. I'm not sure what this is, to be honest. But either ways, I expect bullish continuations on all of them, to be honest, long term. Taking this individual setup is not my thing, but yeah, I think we can approach this with our system, right? And then USD-JPY, the dollar is lagging. I can't even lie. And we'll come to the USD pairs, but the dollar is lagging, to be honest. So UJ, still nothing for me, right? Still nothing for me because we've not had that setup yet. The breakout, break back in, retest, it hasn't showed up. But overall, I still expect bullish continuations. We've not broken out of the key level, which is 141, but still like around it, above it, in fact. And even though the dollar might stall, I still think Japanese yen is weak enough to allow price to stay within this range without having to break towards what the next key level. The next key level is like 124. That's very close to 124. So I think this is going to be like a whole different price action. The dollar has to be like so weak for this to happen, and I'm not sure this. I don't know. We'll see. But so far, I expect bullish continuations. As long as we stay above 141, then of course I would expect this to continue. 80 card. Let's see. Same thing, right? Same thing. Downside continuations. Euro card. Starting to push. Had a bullish candle yesterday. Have a bullish candle today. So yeah, so far so good. We'll see if this continues. Pound card is struggling. The British pound itself is a little weak, I must say. I think the recent retail sales that came out in the UK, as well as GDP growth, were not so good. So the British pound has not been the best, to be honest. But overall, I don't know. I hope we can have this breakout. I hope we can have the breakout. Let's see. This is ideally what I would expect. So hopefully we can get this. Moving on, NZD card. Came back to break, still ranging, right? Still consolidating. Nothing crazy. Just almost back to break even, but yeah, still in profit. I think if I look through my portfolio, let me see. Is there any trade in drawdown right now? Yeah, just pound NZD, right? Just pound NZD in drawdown. The rest are very well in profit. So yeah, so far so good. USD card, let's see. This is happening because, of course, the US dollar is weak. Maybe price will come down here and find support. That looks like the next play. But I'm still not interested in buying, especially because we've not broken out of the key level, which is 1.40. Whenever we do break out, I will become interested in USD card. And so far, That has not happened. Let's see. Euro AUD, nothing for me to be honest. Euro NZD, absolutely nothing. Nothing for me. Pound AUD. So pound AUD pulled back like it was going to come back and test the support, but so far it didn't happen. So again, nothing for me. At least until we come down and test this as support, then I don't have any interest in pound AUD. Pound NZD, however, is still testing our patience, right? Still testing our patience. We have come down to the support level, the key level, a fifth time, and yet again we found support. So this is still evidence to show that the key level is still strong, and as long as it continues to hold price, then we don't really have so much to worry about. But yeah, still in drawdown, just a little bit drawdown, but that's okay. That's okay. Let's see how we look on the weekly time frame. Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. 80 USD. So it looks like we're breaking out. Let's see. The week has not closed yet, but it feels like we're breaking out, right, as we can see. If this breakout is true, then I would just want price to come back to the key level so that I can have a decent opportunity to sell. So if we come back here, of course, I'll need a pattern, right? So something like this, right? So we get here, break out, break back in, retest. And this is where I would love to take sales. So since we're breaking out of this resistance zone, ideally, I would love price to just come back to the key level so that I can get my shorts. Let's see how that plays out. EU. Interesting. Who bought EU? Who took longs? Who's on the long side of Euro USD with me?
Already took profits in EU.
Sorry, what?
I bought EU, but I already took profit.
Oh, you already took profits. Oh, okay. Or anybody else who's long? I mean, aside Yusuf, of course, who currently has his trades closed.
I took lumps on EU and I'm already out. I was out, I think, before the news came up today, before the jobless and the I took profit on EU.
Yeah.
Yeah. Should be
All right.
1 is to course. 1 is to. Was expecting a 2.5, but I just saw some massive stops. So it was like consolidating and down. So I just to close. So that was it. But at the end of the day, I was seeing even 1 is to 3. That's just it. But I'm out of the trade, though. I am out of the trade.
All right. Myself, however, I am still holding longs. I would hold until price. If price gets to the next key level, we take profit region. And EU, as well as USCHF, are examples to show us what it means to have feelings and how our feelings should never interfere with what the market is doing. I remember vividly explaining my doubts on EU and USCHF. These were pairs that I got involved with. However, feeling that the US dollar might gain strength, and that could cause these two opportunities to stop out. I said that countless times, but it did not change what I was going to do. The plan I had was to get long because the system said so. And even though I had my doubts, I took longs. I'm saying this because the longs are playing out. However, I felt it does not matter in this context because the market does not know I felt this type of way. And so far, we're seeing this. It's playing out, right? It's not a guarantee that it would hit take profit, but it is playing out. We can at least appreciate that it is currently giving us a win. And the question I keep asking myself, and the reason why I've said that it is always good to be disciplined enough to take your trades as the setup is, what if I did not take these two trades because of how I felt? What if I allowed my feelings to get the better of me and not take these trades that my system was clearly presenting? How would I feel right now seeing them play out? And how would that not affect my confidence in the coming trades, in the trades to come? So this is a clear example, right? I've had examples like this in the past, but this is just one before our very eyes. So I think we can take a lesson from this. And as long as you have a system, you've tested it, you want to make sure that you take the trades exactly how it is planned. So this is an example of Euro USD, and yeah, I think we can learn from this. Pound USD as well is playing out, although I don't really have any entries here, but it's currently pushing up. I expected a pullback at least to give us a break and retest. Are we going to get that? I don't know. I'm not sure, but yeah, either way, at least we have EU, right? And then the USD as well is breaking out of the resistance zone. So I would hope that we come back to the key level. If we do come back here, then fine, beautiful. I'd love to take my sales. So see how this plays out. The CHF pairs, nothing too crazy. I'm not interested in any of these guys. The Swiss franc is getting strength. I still think that it is mainly sentiments pushing this because some events have been flying. It looks like we're having tensions, global tensions around the world, wars that might be stemming up and whatnot. So global tensions, like I said before, some of these currencies act as safe havens in times like this. The Japanese yen, you see clear reasons of a safe haven demand. The Swiss franc as well, gold, which we look at gold in a bit, and you see that gold is also gaining strength as a result of this. So the Swiss franc pairs are currently doing well, like the trend to the downside. I only have particular interest in USD mainly because I am short on the guy, and it is playing out, right? It's playing out. So yeah, this is all I have for currencies. The remaining positions I have are over and indices. So if you guys have any questions, first of all, if you don't, then I can just move over to indices and look at the portfolio and then trade back testing. So
hello, Casey.
yes, Carlos.
Yeah, please can you go over to Euro Pound?
Yeah, Europe. I think that guy is pushing up. Let me see. I saw a chart somewhere. Let me see. Yeah, so we bounced off the zone, right? Interesting. I don't know. Someone was trying to buy Euro Pound.
Yeah, I was actually looking at the buys on Euro Pound, which I took, but I actually got stopped out. By the week you are seeing that ended up being bullish. So, but that being said, I think when I was sharing my screen, I think a week to today, I was like, if I should get a break above that level and a pullback, that I'll be interested taking the longs again, which I got that exact same thing. And I think I took the longs should be yesterday or day before yesterday, should be 2 days ago. And this have been the progress so far. So I don't know. It's actually an idea I was looking out for with Captain. Yeah, Captain, I believe you are still holding your position.
Yeah.
Actually, I just yeah. Well, I just passed another challenge actually.
Wow, interesting. The guy's on fire. The guy's on fire. So wait, sorry, Captain. Which of the accounts did I get to see? Was it which one? Captain, can you hear me? Okay, I think the network took him out for a minute. I remember someone asked me of EuroGBP. I think it was Captain, if I'm correct. I think it was Captain. Yeah, but I think he'll be back in a bit. When he comes back, I'll find out. But yeah, EuroGBP bounced USDP is
yeah, it should be
bouncing.
fine.
I think
Yo,
it was. I
sorry,
think it.
my network was bad. Sorry.
Okay, so I was asking, which of the accounts did I see? I think you just passed another account. Which one did I see?
Okay, that one I showed you was I passed that one. I think was it not last week? I passed that one. So I just passed another one.
Today.
Yeah, today.
Okay, so
Then there's another
if
thank you
possible,
account.
okay, if possible, that's crazy. That's good. If possible, I can also see the details to this one. Maybe
Yeah,
just send it to me
I
like.
will show you this. So I was in Europe. Europound was in that account. So I think Europound and
Okay,
one of the I think USD card. Yes, USD card was pumping now. So that was it.
okay,
That's the challenge.
all
So
right.
I'm in
Let
phase
me.
two. So I'm in phase two in both 20 accounts.
Okay, interesting. That's good. That's very good. That's very good.
I'll
So
send
yeah,
the
this is the
details.
progress of UGP. Okay, please do. I am not so interested myself in buying, especially since we're not above any or below any of these levels. Also because of how long it takes the guy to trend. Like I'm not really a fan of this guy, to be honest, right? UGP and ADNZD, these are pairs I'm not really a fan of. But that's okay. I think I'll trade him for fun opportunities. But aside that, I don't really meddle with these guys. But yeah, let's see. I think some of you guys are holding, so we'll see if the euro has enough. And then the pound is weak, right? That's pretty much what is helping this to move. We'll see how long it takes if this guy is going to get back to the key level. Let's see if that happens. What else? For indices, yeah, George. Good evening. How are you?
Yeah, please. Good evening. I'm doing well. I was looking at USD card. So now I was thinking, is it break and retest or the trend has really changed or what?
This is USD card.
USD card. Yes, USD card. So I was looking at, is it break and retest for the trend to be changed, or is still the uptrend?
So, okay, fine question. I like the question you're asking, and it's an important question. Is this a trend change? I wouldn't really consider this a trend change, not yet. Ideally, let's see. Uh, ideally, let me see. Let's hold up. Let me just confirm. So I think for me to consider USD card a complete trend change, we might have to break below this guy, right? Because if you look how price has been moving in the past few years, um, this has been a solid uptrend, right? Solid uptrend. Now, first of all, I think USD card has some barriers first, some support levels to clear. Okay, but overall, the next key level is way back 1.29. So I don't know. I would not consider this a trend change. Also, looking at the fact that we have some support levels on the higher time frames where price can pick up the momentum from. Okay, I would not sell this. This is a break and retest, but I won't sell this because this at the moment is going against the overall trend. Yes, short term it's pulling back, but a break and retest in this context would be me selling against overall trend, and my system does not allow me to do that. So that is why I am not in a haste to consider this a trend change. Of course, where are the levels to sell from? Aside this break and retest, you need price to break below some of these levels to look at selling, right? And for that to happen, price has to break them, right? But let's allow price to get there and then maybe break them. But then you see, have like another support level down here. It's a whole lot. It's a whole lot to consider, to be honest. If you're trying to sell this guy, there are like too many support levels to be wary of, and I think you're better off just leaving it, in my humble opinion. So,
Okay, right. Thank you.
Yeah. What else? For indices, the S&P is very close to all-time highs, like previous all-time highs. What else do I have? The Nasdaq is also very close to previous. I mean, they're all doing well, like I said. Nothing new. But of course, they are helping the portfolio. Now, I will show you guys the two portfolios I currently have public for you guys to see that there's so much progress with this. The current $1 million account I am tracking is up around 120K as we speak, almost 121K, which is like 12+% in closed trades. And I mean, if we just close every single trade right now, I will be up almost 21% actually. So again, insane, right? We started accounts in what, January? This is like excluding the trades I took last year that played out this year, right? I think you guys understand the context. But the running trades right now, if I close them, we're looking at almost 22%, which is good, very good. I'll show you guys in a bit. But yeah, this is Nasdaq doing well. US 30 did not come back, but that's okay. Oh, it hasn't come back yet, but that's okay. Gold is pushing up. Of course, like I said, we have global tensions, geopolitical tensions, which is not a surprise to see why gold is trying to make new all-time highs. We're coming back to test this resistance, so we'll see. Will price really form a resistance here, giving us like a triple top, or are we going to have a breakout for like new all-time highs? It's a question that only time can answer. And yeah, we'll allow time at the market to be answering for us. So this is gold, and yeah, that's just good. We break out, we turn around, we find out. Copper is just imperfect, right? But yeah, still doing good. Still doing good. I think this will also take a while because I think we're looking at all-time highs as well on copper. I think. Let me see. Yes, so I think this will also take a while. If it's going to play out, right? It'll take a while. But that's okay. What else? I think that's about it, right? Because we touched on palladium, we talked about platinum that played out. For those of us who are just coming in, this is platinum. It played out yesterday. For like 123.12, which is good. All right, it helps us. I think at the moment we're up. Let me see. This year we're up 16.4%. Insane. Silver is good, still looking good. I think so far we're like in the breakout phase. We need this month to like, I don't know, stay above the key level for us to confirm the breakout. After which we'll now be looking for a retest next month. So still just have to stay patient with silver. And I think that's about it, right? That's about it. So hope no questions here. If not, I can move over to show you guys the portfolios, how they're looking, and after which I'll show you guys the software I was checking out. Is that fine?
Yeah,
Casey,
that's
All right
can
then.
we look at oil?
Okay. Oil was pushing. Oil was pushing yesterday and today as well. Yes, this is oil.
Cause like interestingly, I took the shots from that level, and yesterday was something else for me. Like a whole day with such bullish candle, like my psychology was so messed up and stuff. So I was like so close to stop loss. I think around 90, 98 thereabouts out of 100. But today happened to pull down almost like a 0.5% drawdown or something. But I just happened to see that this evening it's like getting to get bullish once more. So I don't just
Okay.
know how it's actually going to end, but I'm just watching. I'm just watching. But to me, I'm seeing oil stopping out. That's just it.
Personally, I'm not sure. One of the reasons why we saw a push, for the most part, oil is really linked to geopolitical tensions, right? And sometimes when we have like heated things around the world, oil tends to drop. So personally, yesterday, I was trying to figure out why we had like a bullish push. I didn't really check. I didn't stress it. I'm gonna have to go back and review uh why we had like a push in oil yesterday. Let me see. Hold up.
Yeah. Please do, cause like it's kind of shocking. I wasn't even expecting that for real, cause I think day before yesterday the zone was actually respected. Testing the zone, pulled above the zone, but have to close below, like keeping a week above this zone, which I now have to get involved, keeping my stops above the week. Now getting to see the next day, which was yesterday, pushing so high like that. Like
Yeah,
it was something else. Yeah.
I have
So
a feeling. Yeah, I have a feeling that part of the things that may have made this to happen is the deal done with China. U.S. and China were like they've been trying to go out themselves with like these tariff deals and stuff. And apparently, Trump said yesterday that the deal is done with China and that the U.S. is getting 55% tariffs while China gets 10%. I have a feeling that might have played a role in oil's move. I'm not sure. I have to take my time and research that and make sure it is correct. But I have a feeling that might have played a part in the lead to bullish move in oil. Today we're having like a pullback. I think there was a plane crash between India and UK. I don't know if you guys have heard the news, but it was a Qatar one that happened. Also, I think Iran is there's a whole lot, right? There's a whole lot going on when we speak of geopolitical tension. So I'm not sure where oil might be headed next. To be honest, I think it's too erratic to kind of decipher where the exact next move might come from or where it would head. I'm not sure, but of course, like you said, you're still in the trade, so keep your risk management intact, and I think that would just that'll be I think that would be it. Let me see if I can move over and show you guys some. Let me see. Hold up. Uh, so let me adjust my screen now and show you guys something else. Okay. Still sorry guys. Hold up. Uh, let me see. Okay, I have to switch my internet connection because this is not very slow. Hold up.
Hello, everyone. Mr. Yusuf, how are you doing?
Hello, Buchi. Good evening.
Yeah,
Yeah,
evening. How are you doing? How is trading?
It's great. We're all good. Waiting for Casey. Maybe he's having some network glitch or something.
yeah, I think
Yeah,
so. Yeah, I think.
yeah, it's network. I think network is having problem there.
Yep.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Let's hold on.
Carlos, you were trying to get back in US oil, right? You wanted to take sales on US oil, right?
Yeah, of course. I did took the sales already, but what I'm seeing it's kind of
Oh,
heartbreaking.
you took this. You took the sell.
Yeah, I took the sell from that level because it's like it's as they might say an A plus setup. Looking at that daily level in line with the fib, and I started watching the pair. The first time Andre was showed the pair to us, that was the point it was sold down. So I was looking out for the pair not until this week that he had to test the
Okay.
level.
I
Yeah,
was looking at sell too, actually.
yeah, he tested the level, showing indication which I have to get involved. But yesterday candle was a beast. I wasn't expecting.
All right,
I
sorry
wasn't
guys.
expecting.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, we
Okay.
hear you, Casey.
Welcome.
Welcome.
I can hear you.
Okay, sorry. I think I kind of had like a network issue or something. Can you guys see my screen as well?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, sure. I can. I can see it.
All right, beautiful. So let me just quickly run through this. I also have another portfolio to show you. Let's just quickly do this. So this is one of the accounts of credit tracking. Like I said, you guys have seen this account for a while. The account is up 12% as we speak, and the drawdown still remains at 2.85. When was the account last updated? Yesterday. So today is like a new equity high, of course. The account, so I think right now is around 210k, almost it came close to 220k. So that's almost what 22% of just this account as we speak. The running trades are still here as we speak. Like I said, this is yesterday's return, so today is not pretty much calculated. We know the account put added some things today because of mainly because of the news today that gave dollar more weakness and of course pushed EU and the USSH. So, but yeah, this is an example of something you can see: close trades, um, running trades. Yeah, so far so good. You can see the equity is much higher than the balance, of course, because there are still running trades, which is cool. Um, another another portfolio I'd like to show you is this other guy. Let's see. Yeah, okay. So yes, strong journal so far. Incredible returns as well. This is the full year's return that, that we have so far. And then this just pretty much explains close trades. We're up about 16, if not 17% open trades as of today. And that's impressive. But yeah, this is close trades. So we have 10 close trades, 4 losses, 6 wins, like I said, up just about 16%. Yeah, fantastic. We're up 13%, of course, but um with the win on platinum, this has given the portfolio a little bit of boost, and now we're up 16%. Again, fantastic. If we one reason why I say this is beautiful is if we look at a look at last year's return, we were up 23% throughout last year. Now, of course, things played a part. The system was updated. We added assets late into the year, so I started trading like indices like in May and June. So the early returns of May were not exactly included. So some other reasons why we ended up with 23%. It was a fantastic return, no doubt. But of course, it would have been way better if we had like more access to trade. But that's okay. Also, I said before that the adjustments took effect from October of 2024. But if you look at from last year up until now, we're up almost 40% as we speak. Incredible, I would say. We come to the stats. This is the equity co-op of how the account is looking, which also, like I said, is beautiful. So one thing I've always said is it is important to have things like this. It helps you track, it helps you see how far you're doing, where you need to make amends, where you need to make adjustments and things like that. But yeah, this is the return from January 2024 up until now. And going by what I explained about the adjustments in the system, it started taking place from October. So ideally from October of 2024 up until now, we're up 23%. Incredible. You can see the huge difference. Okay. And now you're seeing the full potential of the system is beginning to show up. And it's happening now because, of course, it's a swing system, so it will take time for the adjustment to take place. But now you can see it to a great extent how the portfolio looks. We have a win rate of 56%. This win rate is supposed to go as high as my target for this system is to get a win rate as high as 80%. If I close the running trades now, I think we might go up as far as 70%. But I think I'm looking for 80. I'm looking for 80 to be honest. But this is how we're looking, right? Let's see, 18 trades, more wins than losses, and we're up to 3% in how many months? November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June. 23% in barely 7 months because we're just starting June, right? So barely 7 months, and this is a return. It is incredible, I promise you. It is incredible. I can't even lie. So what the reason why I mentioned this is so that you can bask in the progress, okay? And so that when you track your own trades, when you track your progress, you can see how far you've come. So again, this is beautiful. Of course, it will always be like this. There might be times of drawdown. That's okay. The thing is, we've done so much. We can cater for drawdown for like the next 3-4 months, and that's fine, right? That's completely fine. Ideally, you would want to average 1 to 2% per month, and to do this in less than 7 months is incredible. In less than 8 months, this is fantastic. So yeah, also I mentioned Darwin X Zero. It's a platform that traders use to trade and get capital. Not just capital, but it's a different standard. Like I said, I haven't really spoke much about it. I'm not sure I have the license to. I've just said it in passing. I received an allocation from them at the start of this month, which is also fantastic because, like I said, as long as you're good, as long as you're consistent, you're profitable, then of course you are well on your way to making so much money from this, from trading. So, like I said before, the focus has always been the system. Do you have an edge in the market? That's the biggest question. As long as you have that, you can work on risk management, you can work on discipline, and then you go on to making money. So these are just the little updates I have for you guys. What I would do now is, if you guys have any questions here, what I would do now is then move over to the software I was speaking up on Monday. I wasn't able to share a video, but I will show you guys what I did. So any questions here? If not, then I think we can move on. All right then. Let's see. I think I still have that website open. You are. I don't. Go on. Hold up. So let me adjust my screen now first of all. Sorry guys. Okay. Yeah. Sorry guys, give me a minute. Let me share what I have. All right. Okay. All right. So amongst the three websites I came across, which I explained, I mean, amongst other websites and these three which I showed you guys, I found some interest in this one. It's called Traders Casa, and it is a free version. Of course, there's a pro version which we're not going to get to right now. But as a free version, I did some testing. It's not really the smoothest thing, but I think it's the next best thing to what I'm looking for. So I'll show you guys how it works to some extent and how you can use it to backtest your systems. Okay. So let's see. Now this is the dashboard. It will give you a win rate. I think I only tested once, so I just tested a random strategy and it came up with this in like a few months. This is like the win rate 50%, but that's by the way. I'll show you guys what I mean. So if you come down to analytics, some of these things are like paid, so you will get them. Hold on.
Hello.
Yes, Carlos.
Please, I can't see your screen. I don't know if any other person is experiencing the same thing, or you've not seen it.
Yeah, yeah, same here. Like the screen is just blur, nothing is up showing.
Yeah, I just
Oh,
have
really?
to leave and I have to leave and come back. But the way you are talking seems like you are
Oh,
expecting us to say.
okay. Okay. Hold on. Let me see. Because I'm sharing my screen. Let me just try that again. Let's see. How about now? Can you guys see now?
Yes, it's showing now.
Yeah,
Yes, we can see now.
okay.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I was sharing it, but I don't know, for some reason it wasn't reflecting. So this is the dashboard, like I said. It gives you like a win rate after you're done testing and like your return and stuff like that. Let me see. These things are not so important. Analytics. So you need to go ad free to see some of the stats, but of course we can't do that right now. You can see some of the others, the trades that were placed in the backtesting session. These things are like pretty much a template, so you can't really use this. Of course it has stats, but you need to like go pro for you to see all the stats. Okay. And we can't really do that right now. We don't have funds to do that. But one thing you can for sure get is your win rate. I think that's very clear. What I noticed so far. Something else is, let me see. Sorry guys, hold up. Just give me a minute. Okay, so hold up. I think I saw something else. Okay, yeah, back to sorry. Okay, so when you conclude the back test session, it kind of saves it. You kind of I don't know. Let me see if to show here. I think it shows you what you did. I guess. Let me see. For okay, so I think you can continue from where you stopped. I think that's what this is, because this has like my balance, right? So I think it just means you can continue from where you stopped with this. But hold up, let me create a new one and show you guys what I'm doing. So new session, session name, test session one. Starting balance would be what, let's say 100K. And then I think you can choose any pair of your choice amongst like some really famous pairs. So if we pick, I was testing with USDJPY, but if we pick something else, let's say EU, for example, now we can go back to when we want to. I think that's it, when we want to start testing. So let's see. So if I want to start testing from like the 1st of January, I would do something like this. Let's see. Yeah. So it will bring you to a trading view format. Of course, this is pretty much trading view, and then you can try back testing. So what it means is I would have to start now from the 1st of January 2024 to test forward and see if I was trading my system in 2024, how well would I have performed? I can test for a month, I can test for 2 months, 3 months, however long I feel like testing, right? So, but I would just want to start from January 2024. Of course, we're not going to do the whole test, but just to give you an idea of what this looks like. So, one thing I noticed was that with this, you can't really play the candles, right? So this is ordinary to play the candles forward. You can't do that on the daily time frame. Okay, I noticed that you can only do that on the 4-hour time frame. All right. So how would you then backtest? I think it's the same thing. This is trading view, pretty much, and then it's just like now, just go on a trade, right? Trade and then allow traders casa to calculate how many trades you want, how many trades you lost, and things like that. Okay. So for example, let me just use something random. Ideally, you want to start marking up. Those of you who use levels, you of course want to mark up your levels. Sorry, let me see. Yeah, mark up your levels. For those of us who would use daily levels, however way you trade, right? Just replicate the exact same thing here. Okay. So for example, if I wanted to do something like this, say I have a plan to take daily breaks and retests, for example. I'm just giving you a random example here. So this is a breakout, this is a pullback. I will now then go over to like the 4-hour time frame. And then say my plan is to take, let's say, breaks and retest, and I want to record how each trade plays out. So let's see. Okay, so there was no test. So again, like I said, you need to come to backtesting with a plan, right? You don't want to just test random things. You're searching for an edge, so you don't want to be trying to trade every single setup you find. You're coming here with like a plan. For example, for the systems you individually trade, you would want to come here and test this system. So however you trade in live markets, ideally you want to come down here and do the exact same thing. Okay, you can go as far back as 2023 and maybe 2022. In fact, preferably test like 2023 and 2022. These are market conditions you may not have traded, right, yourselves. I think you guys came in like mostly 2024 and were trading actively. So you can go as far back as that and test. Something else you have to be okay with is the ads. It will take time to get up. You just have to stay patient. I think it just comes with it. So just hold up. Let's see. Yeah. So for the sake of the random examples I'm looking for, let me say I take a sell here. My stop loss is here, and then I want to take profit like down here, for example. So if I'm doing this, so let me bring this down here. Since this is where I entered. So if I'm doing this, how then will Traders Casa calculate my return? So you come here to open position, right? When you do this, come here to, okay, first of all, you need to highlight it, right? All right, take this again. Come here, highlight it, come to open position. It will give you the exact thing, the price, the stop loss, take profit. All you have to do is come here and click place trade. Preferably you're risking 1% per trade, which is $1,000 in this example. So you come here and place trade, right? it would show up like this. All you then have to do is play the candles and see if it played out or stopped out. All right, let's see. Good. So for the sake of this example, this played out, and it was what? It went to 1.71. It then adds to the balance, right? Exactly. So 2024 has gone by, and then because you're trading like a higher time frame system, you're already in February. So then you might want to come to like the higher time frames and say, okay, what's the next thing? Let me see. Come down here. I want to. Are you buying off the support? What's the system? That's why I said when you come down here, you're not just doing random things. You're coming here with a perspective, with a reason. So come back to the 4-hour time frame, and let's say, let's say I decide to buy this, right? I decide to buy this as support. I'm just being random here, guys. So come here. It's a buy. Trying to trade back to this guy. So once again, I'll come down here and highlight it. All right. Come to open position. It will give me the exact same thing. Place trade. Good. And then I'll play the candles and let's see. Okay, this is taking a while. Interesting. So it stopped out. It went close to hold up. Let's see. All right. So it stopped out. The trade stopped out. So you get the point. So this is an example of testing, right? You do this in this case in hindsight to see how your system would have performed in these conditions. For example, the reason for entering the sell here is not the same reason for entering the buy here. So like I said, I'm just being random. When you come to the chart and back test, you want to come here with a plan. Like I said, the exact way you're trading the live market, you want to come down here and test it. Preferably, you want to use previous years, so maybe 2021 and then 2023. In between these years, test the system, right? You can test 2021, for example. Just do that, and when you're done, okay, hold up. Let us just get out of the way. All right. So when you're done, right? Let's say you've tested like a whole year or 6 months, whatever the case is, you come down and click exit session. Okay. When you do that, it will just give you the exact same thing it gave me on USDJPY, and you're done with the particular session. And I think you can continue from where you stopped. But ideally, it's better for you to just treat them as individual session, which is why when you come to backtest, preferably just treat a whole year, right? So that it can be worth your time. Okay. So test the whole of 2021 on a particular pair, and maybe the next time test 2022. So do this like for like 2-3 years and see exactly how well your system would have performed in time past. Okay, but please be true to yourself. Okay, be true to yourself. Take the exact same setups you would have taken in live market conditions, and I think we'll go from there. When you do this, okay, I'd love to see what you come up with, and that's when I will then help you understand how to move forward with back testing. Okay, so I think this is clear. This should be clear, right? Any questions, please?
Yeah, Casey, I have a question.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, that's to say, for each section we are doing for a particular pair, just as we've done for EU. Then maybe done with EU for 2021, we can move over to pound USD, maybe testing it for the same year. Then my question is this: if at all you're having a whole lot of pairs on your watch list, just like you do have, and I do have as well. Does it mean that you'll have to go over this for all the players that you have on your watch list that you are actually taking trades from? Please, is
No,
that what it actually for each
no,
of this year?
no. Ideally, all right. It's a trick question. I get what you're trying to say. For those of us who are swing traders, how can we fare? Do we really have to test all the pairs? It depends, right? It depends on the system you trade. But I think you don't want to stress that so much. Okay, what you want to focus on right now is, um, all right. So here's the thing. Here's the better way to treat this. So why don't you do from this will take you, I don't know. Why don't you do from 2021 to 2023 in one session? Okay. By the time you're done, okay, if you do for like a year and you're tired, you can just simply exit the session, okay, and then I think you can come back to it. Okay, you can come back to the session, which let me see. So do for like complete the session with like 3 years. I think it's like a better option for you. This is like 2024, right? So this is ideally where you stopped, right? This is where we stopped so far. So you can then continue from here. Okay, so treat once every session you have should be like a currency pair you get. So if you come back and exit the session, let it be that for each of the sessions you have currency pairs. By the time you've back tested like 6-7 pairs, you will have a better understanding of your system, if that makes sense. You don't necessarily have to back all of them. Of course, we'll help you understand this better, but treat like maybe 5 to 7 pairs, and then try to treat random pairs. For example, if you treat EU, you want to leave GU and then go and treat GN or EN, right? After doing that, you might go and do like pound CHF or like euro CHF. Just try to treat random pairs that are not so correlated and try to see how your system will perform on diverse pairs. You can do like 5-6 pairs, each of them trying to treat like 3 years worth of data and see how far you fare. You don't need to do all of them, just go do a couple and see how far you fare. So I think that's about it.
Okay. Yeah, okay, interesting. Now, this is my second question. My second question is this: coming over to this pair, for instance, just look at EU element. I believe that it is the exact same chart we're having here for that year, 2024.
Exactly, yes, it's the same.
If that's the case, we already have levels mapped out on our trading view. Can we get to replicate that on this backtesting session, then get to use these levels like time passed? Because like this is what you are doing now, and for the fact you are doing it now, that as you always do, ask us if the system we trade haven't backtested it yet. So for the fact that it's something that we're taking trade from right now at the moment, I have to say that we are so sure that if at all we came into the industry like 3 years ago, let's say 2021, we would comfortably get trades from this level. So that being the case, if we can use these levels that we are having on our current chart, like getting to place those levels, then looking at how it goes from 2021, because if price compare what am I looking out for, I don't know if you get what I mean. So can we use those levels?
Of course, that's what we're seeing, the exact same thing. So you can come onto the money time frame, plot the levels how you do it, right? Do the exact same thing you do, okay? Plot the levels, go back in time. You can plot the levels first before then oh yes, okay, same thing, right? So you can come down to like 220, this 224, okay? Or you can come back to 2020 whenever you want to start. So let's say you're trying to start like 2021. You can do that and then plot the levels how you plot it, and then scale out the 4-hour time frame and then start back testing. You get it. That's pretty much how you do it. What I'm trying to say here is everything you do live, replicate it on the back testing session, so that you know that what you're doing right now would have worked 2021 or 2022, to see how your system would have performed in these years. So ideally, you would treat between 2021 and 2023. Just try between these years. I think that would make sense. So
yeah, of course. I do appreciate. I think this would actually be so interesting. I can't
Yes,
even
of
wait
course.
to start it. I'm
Of course.
just feeling so good getting to hear this and getting to know your contribution.
Of course, it'll be interesting. So every one of you guys, if you haven't tested the system before, try this. Okay, like I said, you would find out for yourself if your system works or not. Okay, you would not be because you think so.
Yeah,
Right? You try it for yourself and see how it goes. Okay, once you once you do this, you go back in time and test your system. Test for a couple of pairs. Just test. Like I said, there are some interesting things about your system that you find. Okay, just try it. It's going to be a fun endeavor. I promise you. So every one of you guys, you can do that. You can do that. So yeah, of course I will go over this again on Monday because some of us are not here. So I'll do this again on Monday. But this is just for those of you who are here to give you a preamble as to how you can go about backtesting. Now there are some things that exactly the ads. Well, of course, I think that's something we have to just be okay with, right? It's just 30 seconds. I think we'll find that. Unless you prefer to pay for the paid version, over the case. But yeah, any other questions just before we wrap up? I'm gonna have to step out now. So, do you guys have any other questions before we end the session?
Cassie,
Yes, Damon.
I actually joined late for this session, but hopefully Monday you wake up and then I'll get a feel of everything. But I have a question on risk. So let's say, by the way you trading, you could have, let's say, 5 or 4 running trades, right? And then these are all on a correlated pace. Okay. Which means that if, let's say, AUD USD, NZD USD, GBP USD, you have trades running on all of this space. And then these are USD major quote pairs. And then you fix 1% on each of this pairs. So if, let's say, if something happens to the USD and then suddenly gains strength or gains weakness, what that means is that you're losing like 4%. I mean, per direction that you've taken, you're losing 4% of your portfolio because you are trading, because you are heavily trading the USD pairs. So I'm saying, for someone who trades, like, let's say, a 4-hour chart, daily 4-hour chart, do you think it's possible that we raise 1% on like correlated pace, or we can just share the 1% risk among this space if you see an opportunity at the same time?
Fine question. I understand where you're coming from, and to answer the question, first of all, it's valid to see that sometimes you might have a correlated pair showing up at the same time. It doesn't happen every time, especially for me, but it can happen. Okay, it can happen. So what do I do? First off, for the USD pairs, they will almost not set up at the same time, right? You see how G is moving, you see how E is moving, you see how A is moving, you see how N is moving. So 2 can set up, and that's fine. But if I have like 5, 6 setting up at the same time, for example, the JPYs, if for any reason they set up at the same time, I might I don't know, I've not had that situation come up to me. So ideally, I want to take everything, but like you said, it's too much risk. We can agree on that. It is too much risk, and if we take everything, and then price stops out, it means that we'll be losing like what 5-6% on the seemingly same idea. So should we spread the risk across the pairs? What do we do? Do we leave some of the pairs? That's a trick question. Quite frankly, if they don't all set up at the same time, I am confident and comfortable taking everything if they don't set up at the same time. But if for any reason they do set up at the same time, and the thing is, they will really not set up at the same time. If you think about it, it's just almost impossible. But if that happens, I might most likely reduce risk. Okay, maybe I might do like 0.75 on each of them. Okay, if like it depends on how many set up. Okay, if it's like 6 of them, I might do like 0.5% or 0.6% on them or 0.75. It just depends. But definitely, I would have to spread my risk across these positions because I'm taking them at the exact same time. And if they all stop out, I can lose so much on them. So again, it is one thing to have a good system, but then it's another thing to have proper risk management. Okay, so if that happens in your case, then I think a better option will be to split the risk. I don't really advise leaving out an entire setup all just like that, unless it is set up according to your plan. But if it did, you might want to split the risk. Maybe 0.75 is fine. It's okay. let's see how that plays out.
Okay. And then, then if you see the risk, then how then do you get to know the edge or the profitability of your system?
Sorry, I didn't quite get that. I'm not really hearing you very well.
Okay, so what I'm saying is that if you split the risk, okay, because I know that if you take every trade and then every trade with let's say 1% risk, at the end of the day or at the end of the trading period, you get to know how effective your system is or like, what's your edge, right? But then if you begin splitting risk right among this space when they give you the opportunity at the same time, how then do you get to know the edge your system is giving you? Because
Exactly.
that's my reason.
Exactly. So that's why I said ideally I would take everything, right? Ideally I would take everything, but first of all you have to backtest and check. That's why I said it goes back to backtesting, right? And also I have not seen a situation where six currency pairs were set up at the exact same time. I have not seen such happen.
This is perfect, but let's say 3 or 2. I've seen three or 2, but 6 is perfect. So let's use 3.
Yeah. 3 is fine. 3 is fine. I will take everything, right? If it's 3, that's fine. If it's 4, I'll still take everything. I mean, I'm that confident. So I think it just depends on the system you trade, and yeah. But for the most part, I think you want to test it out first, right? Test it out and see how it goes, and then move from there. Okay.
But when I test one currency pair at a time. So you didn't have all of them. I will give you the opportunity at the same time, right?
You would not. You would not. That's true. But I can help you figure that out once you have. Say, for example, you've tested 4 currency pairs. I can help you check at what point it's set up. We can go back in time and do that ourselves. Now, this software that does not allow us to do that because, of course, it's limited. But I think we can do that ourselves. We can. It's just the work, but we can.
Okay, all right, so that's fine. So I'll look into that. I'll try and figure that out.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
All right. That's okay. Yeah. So we'll be back on Monday to continue from where we stopped because, like I said, we have to review this again so that we can get the gist. Also, so that more persons who join us can understand what we're doing as regards to testing. But of course, please use your leisure time, maybe your weekends. Even if you just want to pay your testing, that's fine. But the reason why I'm bringing this up so that you can do this, it gets you up to speed with the community, it gets you up to speed with other traders. I don't think you'll be comfortable knowing that there's a way to test your system and you haven't done that, right? So just please do that. It doesn't stop you from journaling, it doesn't stop you from taking trades on the demo account to test and track, but just do this for your own good, right? For the good of the system. Please do this. Okay, I did this. I did everything. I didn't use this software, but I did everything, all the work. I did that. So please, I'm just giving my experience and how important it is to backtest your system. So again, if you haven't done that, please find the time to do so. If you have any questions, please reach out to me on Discord. I'll help you answer the questions. And yeah, I think that's about it. So the session was quite good, insightful as always, nothing short of value. And we'll be back on Monday. Once again, I appreciate you guys for stepping up and showing up today. It was a fine session, and I will see you guys on Monday. All right. So you guys have a wonderful evening, and yes, take care.
Right, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Of course, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Of course. Yeah. You guys take care. You're welcome. Shit.